So this is a 45-second clip from Ninja apparently going off on Arc Raider fans. I guess someone in the chat said that Arc Raiders should cater to pro players.
It's a grenade. It's supposed to do damage. Brother, look at every other grenade in the game. Those are all balanced.
Bro, there's just no way people are actually like, these are the conversations. Like, they're trolling. They're trolling. These people have to be trolling when they say stuff like that. I'm gonna say, you want to make this game casual. Like,
Wait, what? So let's see what the chat says.
Other grenades in the game. Those are all balanced.
Bro, there's just no way people are actually like, these are the conversations. Like, they're trolling. They're trolling. These people have to be trolling when they say stuff like that. I'm gonna say, you want to make this game casual. Dude, I used to be this Nazi when it was like, oh, bro, cater to professional players, you cater to a good game. Like, it'll balance out the game. It's actually just not fucking true, dude. You cater to the fucking casuals. Pro play is secondary. Casuals are the people who are actually playing the game and spending a lot of money on the game. And this game is casual. There better be no tournaments in this shit. I don't want any Twitch rivals, Arc Raiders shit like they did with whatchamacallit, like Escape from Tarkov. Escape from Tarkov, where I don't even care. It's like, oh, whoever runs out with the most loot. No.
It's a grenade. It's supposed to do.
That's actually kind of fun. Like, it's. I've only ever heard Ninja like talk about like. Yeah, the last time I've heard of Ninja like talk about things like candidly was like him yelling at Tim the Tap Man, and like there's been other instances of like I saw a few clips of him like during Rivals when I did play Rivals, but I will say it's very fair. If the company wants to make money, then make money that is catered towards the casuals. Make the game that's there for the people who like work 9 to 5s, who go to school, who only have a limited amount of time during the day before they have to like go do dishes, chores. If you try to cater, if a company tries to cater towards the 1% of content creators, because like pro players are legitimately the 1% of people who are making money out of like competitive like online games, because like the ratio of people playing esports is relatively small, because you have to be that good to like play CSGO, to play Fortnite, to play these competitive games that like make money, right? But to catering to the casuals means you have more easier access it's easier accessibility for a lot of players. He came upon my like this came on my feed. I'm actually like happy that I heard that I hear him say that. Let's quickly like make a comment. Easier entry for casuals like the 9to5ers and students. Easier entry for the casuals like 9to5ers and students. Generally promotes growth for most titles. Because I constantly believe that. I believe that just because if you look at like Withering Waves or Zenless Zone Zero, it is very easy to play. You can pick it up and put it down for 15 minutes. For the casual people like the 9to5ers and the students, like these people, like if you cater to the pro players, then that just breaks the level of entry. That's why oftentimes you see more bots than not in like Fortnite back in the day, because you want the average person to feel like there's a chance, feel like there's friction that you're going against, versus like the occasional 1% of like 1 out of 100 people in the lobby like sniping you out because they're that skilled and they're sweating that badly. But yeah, honestly, huge take from Ninja. Some of the comments, what did they say? Feeling the same, Trials is already feeling a bit too sweaty for me, competition wise already. At least with all the PvE elements, Arc excels in on the casual front. That said, I would love Arc Raiders in Arc Raiders BR mode or Arena as a spinoff. Wouldn't mind esports on. Okay, what does that? Okay, dude, what does that look like though? Like this is funny because if you like honestly, if you like a BR game or an arena game, there are other games to do that. But if you wanted to do, if you want those type of games within Arc Raiders, my suggestion is to just let the casual side develop first before you even implement other things that will attract the 1%. Because if the 1% comes in and they set a precedent, they set the standard of gaming that the game will have, then everybody will only care about one side of the coin, right? It's kind of like how it's like the idea of, oh, I'm going to, because I think about the situation. I think about a situation where there's top gamers and they play Fortnite. When I heard about Fortnite way back when, the only association I had wasn't the Battle Royale, but it got taken over. No, actually, no. A better example would be the Halo Infinite release, to where there were people like Tim the Tatman and other creators. They were hoping so severely of a BR, and then they firmly believed that if the game came out with a BR day one, it would have a better life cycle. If it came out with an arena, it would have a better life cycle. But the reality is that those 1%ers who tout that Halo Infinite was a bad game were right in some aspects, but not because of a battle royale or an arena. There are the 1% that are complaining about certain games that don't have that because their income depends on the clip farming, on recording just for clips, and you post only clips versus like the OG days of Twitch and YouTube, where it's an experience to be in this game with somebody. If you were to watch a 40-minute video or 20-minute video of someone playing a fighting game, people often, I don't know of a clips channel that does fighting game content. I definitely know of streams where, again, Maximilian, I bring him up again because he's pretty rad. I know of streams where Maximilian does fighting games, and then he would just do the best ofs, make short content of the best fights that he's had during that 8-hour stream, 6-hour stream. But the main content now that he dual casts on Twitch and YouTube, there's a big video that's dedicated to the stream and dedicated to him like fighting the games. But then it's definitely a hard grind for people wanting to watch fighting game content, but it's easier to digest like shooting battle royales. It's wild. Don't care about the competitive play. The game needs a mode where no free kits are allowed. Okay, I can definitely see that. Because I have the impression that like the loop is, you go in, it's a. Okay, so he's going in for it. He's going into the like questions for me. Needs a mode where no free kits are allowed. Is it because you want loot when you kill them, or you feel like you're risking and they are not? Yeah, okay, that makes sense to where like that makes sense a bit. You don't think they should be able to get as much as loot as you? Okay, I think if I remember correctly, Arc Raiders is an extraction looter, so everybody gets a free kit for whatever reason, right? But then the free kits feel like it's unfair to those who've worked hard for like their loot. I guess that's what it sounds like. Everything is a risk topside. Even free kit holders can sometimes have big prizes. If you loot them, it's like a box of chocolates. In a way, they are taking a greater risk because they lack the fundamentals of a safe slot, keys, or upgrade weapons. Balance the loadout and make sure a level 1 Stitcher or Kettle can't just take down a heavy geared player. It makes players with free kits play more strategically, often going with nothing for the challenge of looting, upgrading while in game and get out alive. Okay, that makes sense. So like, yeah, definitely like there's certainly different challenges that game like this does have, but it's nice. But like again, this caught my attention because it's nice to hear that Ninja is, if he's touting it, there's other people gonna tout that will say the same thing of please make the game, please make casual, please cater content to the casuals better, but not so much so that it's similar to that of Diablo 4, where it doesn't feel rewarding, if that makes sense. Because when you're fighting goblins at level 3, they're going to be same level as you if you fight goblins when you're level 15 or level 30 or level 50. My understanding is that the difficulty ramps up with you to match the level, but by the time you're level 50 fighting level 50 goblins, you have more resources, and I don't believe, in my experience, up to level 20, that the loadout for goblins are the same. As an example, if they're like, that's the example that I'm thinking of fighting goblins, because I was a necromancer that felt like it was funny to have a great sword, and it definitely, the game gave me more resources to combat the mobs, but it's another situation entirely to where they just make the mobs that you fight more spongy. I think that's what the problem is. They make the enemies more spongy, but they give you more resources to deal with it in Diablo. That's what I understand. I'm gonna find that out at some point because I have a schedule kind of like what I'm gonna be playing. But I do want to play tons of other games. In this case, I'm in the bin that is casual, and I think making games more casual friendly definitely makes games easier to digest. That's why you have things that are nominated for Game of the Year or like ongoing games, because more people feel like it's less gate kept and the skill cap to play games is low. Keep the skill cap low to provide entry points from your 5-year-old to your grandmother to let people be able to play, and that's really good. I like it. I like his point.